Right, guys. Just I probably spoke about this before, and I'll probably speak about it again. But mixing business and like pleasure with working with friends. You know, I was working with a friend just on all their wedding stationery, and I reckon I've probably put in about 12 plus hours work into this job, and at the end of the day, I think it comes down to psychology of money. So as they know they're getting it for free, everything was, you know, oh, can you make that more like this? Can you find another font? Can you 12 hours? You know, find another font. That takes 20 minutes. You know, like, do you know what I mean? Like, nothing was done, and the second we had a bit of back and forth, and I had to put my foot down and say, you need to come back with me with all your changes and stuff in one go. You can't just like send it to me like midweek. I need this changed. I need this changed, and then she signs it off, and then she doesn't. And I was just like, oh my word! Like, I said to her, if you were a customer, I'd be rubbing my hands, because I'll be charging hourly. Oh, nice. Yeah, you want another change? Yeah, that's inconvenient for me, but I can charge for it, which is fine. And then, you know, I've had to put my foot down twice, which is unpleasant because it's a wedding. But I'm just saying, look, I can't do this. Like, I've got clients waiting for me who are paying me, and I've just done 3 hours on an unpaid job. I'm inside the job, and I'm trying to grow it. So those two conflicting anyway. And then I'm doing free work as well. In this like momentum that I have, I'm putting energy into something that doesn't pay. There's part of me that thinks like, yeah, I can probably use it as an asset on the asset store, so people can use my template for their weddings and such. It is very Eastern European looking. I was inspired by all the Eastern European sort of flowers and such. I think I knew more about it at the beginning of the project. It's taken so long, it's been in the back of my mind. And there was printing errors as well with the stationery. I got it on some posh paper. I mean, I couldn't charge. I had to charge for that, which was £158. It's fine, but I just think to myself, like, you know, I mean, I'm not going to spend any money on this job, although I sort of have, you know, with my time and energy. I'm going to draw a big fat line in the sand after this job, because I've said it before, and I do cheaper jobs, which are I'll do cheaper work for people who have promised me work. That's a curse. That's a no. You either get it for free or you pay. Right, that's my rules now. Well, actually, there's a 20-20-20 rule. So if it takes less than 20 seconds, do it. If it takes less than 20 minutes, it can be a favour. If it takes more than 20 minutes, I'm charging. You know, if someone calls me and says I need to run to the hospital, I'm there. You know what I mean? But I'm not. I just can't be the guy who, you know, someone sent me this picture of a Pokemon the other day. Can you print this and resize it and make sure that 3 Pokemon cards can go on it, so the Pokemon card has like blends in with the background? I was like, yeah, I can do that for money. And then they haven't messaged back, so they just thought that I'm just sitting around like scratching my arse. Like, it's bonkers. That's the way people appreciate time. So I mean, I'm getting better at it, because I always say no, then I'll have a quiet spot, and then I'll be like, yeah, go on, then I'll do it. And it curses me, and what it does as well, it builds resentment. So I've done cheaper jobs for people saying, look, come to me for all your, you know, all your merch and stuff, and they've said to me, sure, and they probably found it somewhere a quid cheaper, which was my markup, because there's not a lot of money in merch. So I was there at mock-ups, and they've gone somewhere else. I saw them on Instagram the other day. They've got like vans and stuff. They've got hoodies, like an actual like wrapped van. And I was like, oh wait, that's all my designs. So, that's kind of, it makes you resentment. And I'm just like, I don't want to resent anyone, so I have to charge what I'm worth. And even if someone says, look, you know, my business is outgrowing my brands, you know, and we're in the growing period. It's like, I'm in the growing period, so I need help, and the money helps me. It's psychological. It's psychological. So, bit of a whine, bit of a whinge, but it's true. I can't be inside the business and on the business, so growing the business, like working in the business, which I'm doing now, and on the business, which are the two things I want to do at the moment. Hopefully I can step away from working in the business, that's like an employee, and then I can't also have this third sector where I water myself down just to keep people happy. You know, I don't do mates rates. That's not even a thing anymore. No such thing. Our eyeball a job, which is technically mates rates. So mate was like, can I have this printed and resized? All right, well I want 20 quid. Do you know what I mean? That's eyeballing. If I charge them for, you know, everything, it's going to be more. So the printing, and now I've got to go to the print studio and 20 quid. It's 20 quid just for my inconvenience. So if you wanted more, obviously that would water it. It would be cheaper, but it's like a setup cost almost, you know. So 20 quid just to get a tenner to get the ball rolling in the print, and the vinyl probably about a tenner. So that's an eyeball job. So if I'm doing mates rates, it's an eyeball job. But I'm always gonna put on another tenner, and people just don't want to pay it. They just don't want to pay it. They want everything for free. There was a good thing I heard the other day is like working with rich clients. They pay on time and such, and they don't ask for discounts. And if you work with someone who's building a business, they'll find problems because they want oh, there's a tiny little dent in this vinyl which will look fine once it's you know, applied onto a wall or something, you know, or a little crease or something, not a dent maybe, like, you know, vinyl creases, but once it's applied it looks fine. So then they get worried and they'll find problems, and they're working in their business and on the business. So of course, if they could save a couple of quid or have you running around for them, people love having people running around for them, and that's why this wedding job just felt a bit. And she said, "Oh, we're going to sort you out." And it's like, you either pay me. I don't want anything. You either pay me full price or nothing at all. It's up to you. And that's it, you know. And I've accidentally become important. I'm applying it at the wedding as well. If she sees this, it's fine. But she probably knows how I feel, because we've had a few blimps of interactions where I've just said, I need you to not move the goal. And then she was, one time she messaged me saying, can we have a booklet now? And I was like, whoa, I haven't even finished the design yet. You can't. I'm not even, like, so it's like, imagine if you're, I don't even know the analogy, like working on something and then someone says, oh no, yeah, scrap that. It's reflowing the artwork. I knew a company that charged £300. So like if they did a lot of copy for a job and a word needed changing, after the copy has been signed off, 300 quid, because it reflows everything. And it covers their ass if they reflow the copy, which is all connected, and something else happens, that needs to be changed. The photo needs to be, you know, composition needs to change. So they just say a flat £300 if it's that important to you. And then most people will go into Acrobat and figure out a way of doing it themselves anyway, because what they're doing is they you know, they've moved the goalposts. But people like myself, we know that that's going to affect that, and people are like, oh, just press. I'm 99% sure she thinks I'm pressing a button, which I am pressing a button, but she thinks I'm just pressing a button. And then she do things like, oh, can I have it in a thinner font? And I'm like, oh my word. I'm like, oh. Do it in a thinner font. Oh, can I have it in a different font? Not a thinner font, make the font thinner, a thinner font. So a completely different font. Typeface, whatever you want to call it. A bit burnt out about it all, to be honest with you. It's just driving me nuts. But yeah, the curse of working with friends or cheapering yourself, watering down, you know, I am the brand of the business. So like my silly face is the brand. What I do and where I approach jobs is the brand. But yeah, it's one of those ones. I'm going to draw the line in the sand. So from today, I'm today years old when I'm drawing the line in the sand. I just can't do it. And again, friends don't mind. They don't know how much fuss they're causing. Because again, you just press a button. But yeah. All right, I'm just tripped up and over there. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Lots of new videos. I've got the prototype for the decals for the playing card mirror decals. I think they're going to be really cool. I can actually see someone copying me because it's a cool idea. So I'm going to get them out as soon as possible. I'm doing it in matte vinyl. I think matte's like more playing cardy than gloss. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think. So yeah, lots of movement, and I do the shorts all through the week, and then I do a video every Saturday, or if I don't do Saturday, Sunday. I'd like to get another second video going, but my week's just crazy. I'm smashing the gym at the moment. I don't watch Crime Watch. Absolutely cooking it. And like little things happen, like the thermal printer won't work. That's 2 hours of my day gone. Do you know what I mean? So it's quite tricky. Or my Octopus Energy bill's 10 times more than it should be. And I definitely haven't been using it. So now I've got to email them. That's time out of your day, you know? And there's probably gonna be a back and forth on that. I've probably got to go and do something. And yeah, just life gets in the way, doesn't it? Can't whinge. I'm good. I love life. I love life. It's you know, there's a saying that if you weren't doing this, you'd be bored, and it's quite true. It's a lovely day, beautiful day today. All's good in the hood. I'm going to Poland in a month as well, so there might be a little vlog there. So for the wedding that I'm complaining about. She's cool. Just it's the curse of doing work for friends. It's not her. It's me for not playing. I'm not putting down the rules. I'm saying this is what we're doing. Started off with a menu. Now it's 2-language menu. Now it's 6 menus because it's lactose, gluten, vegan, vegetarian, and now there's this cold appetizers which need another 6. Yeah. Anyway. Peace out, guys. A brief. That's what you always need, a brief. You've got a brief, you have nothing to reference back to for a customer, so they can just move the goalposts. I was gonna turn my phone off with my laptop. Peace, guys. Take it.